In today's session, we are seeing fresh buying momentum emerging in the USDJPY after consolidation close to 110.5 level for last couple of days. We had these corrections starting around 111, and this is hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. In today's session, we are seeing fresh buying momentum emerging in the USD and it has started to rise again after consolidating closer to 110.5. Now, it looks likely that we can expect the USD to go on to rise towards 111 and even beyond that. So, in this session of market movers, we will be looking for the trading opportunities to take advantage of these reversal, and for that we will be considering the technical as well as fundamental aspects which are likely to be key factors influencing the price move in today's session. If you consider the data rocket for the day, we had plenty of data points coming in for many countries of the world. And if you consider the major economies, we had PMI data for China during the day, which has confirmed that the Chinese economy is still in the expansion phase, though the pace of expansion has slowed down. And after that, we got the final figures for the UK's GDP growth numbers. And here, the decline is there in terms of quarter on quarter as well as in terms of year on year, but the pace of decline is now softening and it is pretty much in line with the expectation. We also got the inflation data for major economies, including the France, Germany, uh, and Euro area. And if we look at the Euro area's inflation numbers for this month, this is the flash estimate. We have the inflation at 1.9%, which is in line with the expectation, and slightly lower compared to the prior month's reading of 2%. And after this data was released, we are seeing fresh weakness in the Euro USD. Now, moving on to the equity side, we are seeing some selling pressure emerging in the European equities in particular, though as of now, the US equities have not been impacted much, and US equity indices have continued to hold the ground and trade sideways. And it will be interesting to see how the US equities react after the start of the North American trading hours. And on the commodity side, we have these inventory data coming in from the EIA, and we are expecting this recent trend of decline in inventories to continue. And this time around, the inventory drawdown of close to 5 million barrels is expected, and if that comes true, it will be helpful for the bulls of the light crude oil. We have already seen the light crude oil continue to trade with a substantial upward momentum, and after the yesterday's data from API, we had seen sharp up move, and similar undertone is happening, similar playing out in today's session. So I'm quite optimistic for the light crude oil prices to move towards US dollar 75 per barrel and eventually even beyond that. Now let's shift our attention to the technical aspects. First, we will consider the USD technical outlook, and after that, we will see what's happening in the Euro USD. Let's start with the USD technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and this bullish momentum with the formation of high highs and high lows has been quite phenomenal, and we have this possibility of a fresh move beyond these 111, but that didn't really materialize for last couple of days. I think on two occasions I had talked about that possibility, but in none of those sessions it materialized, and mostly the USDJPY spent time in consolidation phase. So we yet to have this breakout, which is anticipated by many, but we will have to be patient here. And on the lower side, as long as no swing low is formed, I think we can be hopeful of the bullish momentum emerging in the USD JPY and eventually taking it beyond this hurdle, the resistance level closer to 111. So if we have to rely on the lower time frame charting, we can continue to use these two technical parameters, the resistance of this month's pivot point series, which was broken, and now it has been acting as a support. If you consider the price action for last 2-3 sessions, you can see that USDJPY respected this level and continued to hover above it. And now in today's session, we are seeing fresh buying momentum emerging from the lower side, and in course of time, we can expect the USDJPY to rise toward these second resistance of this month's pivot point series, and today being the last trading day, it will be interesting to see where the USDJPY closes. And in tomorrow's session, we will have a new formation, and if you look at the regression curve, it is still inclined on the northern side. That means the market participants are quite bullish for USD and we can count on that and continue to look for the optimum entry points to go long. So if we have to consider the optimum entry points, I think this convergence of three key SMAs, 50, 100, and 200, can be relied on. And as long as USD is hovering closer to 200 SMA and not breaking below the day's low, we can be hopeful of this support being intact, and unless and until, as I said earlier also, that we can count on these and look for a fresh break above the yesterday's high. And if that materializes, we can expect the USDJPY to start climbing towards this prior swing high, the hurdle of 111, which has kept the USDJPY's upside momentum cap. So it will be interesting to see how the day closes for USDJPY, and if we see that on the lower side, this formation holds well, and if we don't really see any fresh selling momentum emerging, then I think in next session, probably tomorrow, we will be looking at a higher probability of a big move on the higher side. So for that, today's base formation should play out well, and after that only we can be quite confident of the long trade in USDJPY, where the targets can be kept closer to 111, while the stop loss will have to be kept below the day's low. The price level of around 110.4 should hold well. Now, moving on to the Euro USD, we are seeing some selling momentum emerging for the Euro USD. And if you look at the daily time frame, as you can see, we have this bearish momentum for the last 2 weeks after this sharp decline starting closer to 1.215. The EURUSD hasn't really found much support on the lower side, and it has lacked the buying momentum and spent the last few days consolidating closer to this support area. Now, as we are looking at the USD again, try to get closer to this immediate low, I think we can go for the fresh shorting opportunities where the target can be kept even below this immediate swing low. The price of around 1.18 can be expected to be reached in next couple of days. So if we have to go for the trade in today's session, it should be on the selling side, and any break below this second support of this one's pivot point series is going to open up the windows of opportunity for a move towards this support. And today being the last day, of course, we can't really wait for the Euro USD to move towards the third support in today's session itself. But the undertone is not going to change, and after we get new pure point series in tomorrow's session, we can figure out the target price accordingly. But as of now, if we get the break below this support, which has been holding the Euro USD for last couple of days, we can expect a big move on the lower side, and the stop loss is not going to be much wider either, and we can go for scalping trades or even swing trades, either way you prefer. So if you want to go for the trade in today's session, the shorting opportunities can be taken up anywhere closer to the price band of 1.189 to 1.88, with the stop loss being kept above the day's high. The stop loss anywhere closer to 1.191 should be good enough for the today's trading session, and unless and until we have any fresh buying momentum which might push the Euro USD above the price being high, we can be fairly hopeful of this bearish momentum pushing the Euro USD on the downside, and eventually we can expect the levels of around 1.185 in today's session itself, and beyond that, even the 1.180 can be expected to be reached in the coming sessions, coming days. So that's my take looking at the Euro USD's price formation. And if any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risks associated with trading the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. Do subscribe to the Request of Webinar channel to stay updated on market development. See you next time. Till then, goodbye.